Hello everyone, welcome to V2B Academy and I welcome you all to the class on current issues. So in this video we have picked up a topic called as Shanghai Cooperation Organization. So the summit that has taken place recently in China with respect to defense ministers. We have seen in this particular meet Rajnath Singh, the Honorable Defence Minister of India, has taken a bold stand against the terrorism. So let's see what is the stand that has taken by Rajnath Singh. Before that we'll see what is SCO and what's the mandate of the SCO, and let's see the more details which are important for the preliminary stage as well as the mains. Okay, this will give you some insights for the personality test stage also. Okay, so let's start the discussion. So basically SCO stands for Shanghai Cooperation Organization. So this is a regional intergovernmental organization. So basically this has the members who are a regional neighborhood, who are in the regional proximity. Okay, so that's why we call it as a regional intergovernmental organization. So basically this particular group focuses on few issues like political issues, economic issues, security issues and military cooperation. Basically where it will be concentrating on the regions, in the regions of Eurasia, where the members are also from Eurasian part. Okay, this SCO was formed in 15th June 2001. Basically when it was formed, India was not a member, even Pakistan was not a member. Who were the members during its formation? So China, Russia, Kazakhstan, Kyrgyzstan, Tajikistan and Uzbekistan. So these were the members in 2001. Later in 2017, India and Pakistan have joined as 7th and 8th members, and in 2023 Iran has joined as the 9th member of the SCO. Okay, so headquarter of this SCO is in Beijing and China. Okay, in Beijing, in China there is a place named Beijing where the headquarters of SCO is located, and the official languages of SCO are Russian and Chinese. Okay, so if you look at the origin and evolution of the SCO, definitely it was started, its formation started in 1996 only, where Shanghai 5 grouping were formed, where Russia, China, Kazakhstan, Kyrgyzstan and Tajikistan were the members. Later in 2001, Shanghai 5 has turned into something called as Shanghai Cooperation Organization in 2001 when Uzbekistan joined them. And later in 2017, India and Pakistan became the full members of SCO, and in 2023, Iran has joined as the 9th full member of the SCO. Okay, so this was about the SCO, which is important for the prelims point of view. Okay, so what are the key objectives of SCO? To fight the terrorism, basically to ensure the regional security of the region is the first particular thing. So you need to highlight this particular point, that is, it will try to fight against terrorism. So this is the issue that was raised by Defence Minister of India in the recently conducted summit. Let's see the discussion later, but let me highlight the point that one of the mandates of the SCO is also to fight against the terrorism, and next it will fight against the separatism and extremist ideologies also, which are the three evils for any security threats. Okay, and next they will actually enhance their economic cooperation, so by promoting trade, energy and connectivity projects, and they'll encourage the people to people ties because they are the neighboring countries and most of them are nearer to each other. So that's why they want to encourage people to people ties, and they want to encourage cultural ties and mutual understanding between the countries, and they want to promote multilateralism. So they want to counter multilateralism where Western hegemony is there. Okay, so where Western countries are dominating, and we are coming up with something called as minilateralism. So as the deglobalization is happening, okay, as the deglobalization tendencies are happening in the world, and as the multilateral organizations like United Nations are losing their role, and WHO type of organization also are also losing their role. So to counter that and in order to fill that particular vacuum, minilateralism is something that is getting developed, where the organizations like SCO, BRICS are getting lot of advantage in this particular gap that is created by multilateral organization, and they want to counter the Western hegemony. Basically in all of the organizations which are formed in the world, okay, all of the organizations are majorly dominated by the world countries, the first world countries like USA and UK and Australia and many more. But the global south countries like India, China, Russia are not getting the proper role. They were not able to represent their own issues with respect to these particular organizations. Okay, especially US led alliances are getting more role in the multilateral organizations that are existing till now. So that's the reason we are promoting minilateralism, where the organizations like BRICS and SCO are getting major role to play. So if you look at India and SCO, what is the relation between both the countries? So India has joined SCO in 2017 to enhance the Eurasian connectivity and to counter terrorism and to promote multipolarity. So why SCO is important for India? Because Pakistan is also there in it. Okay, so in order to solve the problems that we have with Pakistan and we have with China, and in order to solve the issues and enhance the relation with our regional stakeholders, so SCO plays the major role. And also it helps in increasing the global visibility of India. So whatever the issues we raise in SCO, definitely that will catch the global attention. So that's the reason SCO is another platform. SCO is a platform where India plays the major role and India gets a global attention also. And there is a framework called as RATS. Okay, there is a framework called as RATS. RATS is nothing but Regional Anti-Terrorist Structure, which is working under SCO. Definitely this will explicitly focus on terrorism, which is a greater gain for India. As we know, from the side of Pakistan, we are facing something called as state sponsored terrorism. So terrorism is getting sponsored by the state actors of the Pakistan. So that's the major threat that we are having from the Pakistan. So to counter that, SCO can play a greater role. SCO can be a greater platform to us. And to counterbalance China's influence by via multilateral diplomacy. So to counter this also, so definitely SCO can play a major role. SCO can be a greater platform to India. And to solve the bilateral issues, regional bilateral issues with respect to Pakistan or with respect to China or with respect to any other country. And we can put pressure on the Russia. We can raise the pressure on the Russia to acknowledge the inconsistencies in Pakistan to counter terrorism claims. Okay, so all of this can be done by using this particular platform. So these are the opportunities for India. However, there are certain tensions with respect to China, with respect to Pakistan. We have a lot of tensions that are going on. Okay, so and with respect to BRI also. So border road initiative that was like Belt and Road initiative, not border road, Belt and Road initiative that was taken up by the China was supported by many other countries except with India, because so this was against the sovereignty of India. So this BRI is a project which is against the India's interest. So that's why we are against this BRI, but no one is supporting us, and most of the countries which are in the neighborhood are also part of BRI. Okay, so these are certain kind of challenges that we are facing with respect to SCO and SCO countries. And if you look at today's newspaper, so there is a news article named Missed Opportunity. So that was given in today's newspaper, where you can get greater insights with respect to SCO and recently held a meeting. Okay, so recently SCO Defence Ministers Meeting took place in 2025 recently. Okay, so the venue of this particular meeting is in China only. So where it has taken place? It has taken place in a place called Qingdao, China. Okay, Qingdao, China is a place where this particular meeting has taken place, where Indian Defence Minister Rajnath Singh has also participated. But at the end of the meeting, they have come up with a joint statement, SCO joint statement, which was not signed by India. India refused to sign this particular joint statement at the end of the meeting. Why did India refuse to join this particular statement? It's because this statement was not speaking anything about Pahalgam terror attack, where our civilians, innocent civilians were killed. Okay, so where the terrorism activity was taken place in India, which is a very brutal thing. Okay, so this particular important incident that is concerning India was not mentioned in this particular statement. So that's the reason India abstained by signing this particular statement. It has actually voiced against this particular statement, where India's issue was not highlighted, where Pakistan was not questioned with respect to state-sponsored terrorism. However, the Pakistan incident that took place in March, where Jafar Express hijacking has taken place, this is also a terrorism incident that took place in Baluchistan area of Pakistan. This was highlighted in this particular joint statement, but Pahalgam terror attack was missing in that statement. So that's the reason India refused to sign this particular statement. I hope you have understood why India abstained it, or India did not sign it. So India's unwavering stand, because India want to show the zero tolerance on to terrorism, even in the Operation Sindoor, after the Operation Sindoor, when the Honorable Prime Minister sir was giving a meeting on Operation Sindoor, he has told that our internal security doctrine and internal security document and doctrine will be definitely focusing on zero tolerance on terrorism, whatever the kind of terrorism may be, okay, whoever is sponsoring it, okay, from wherever the source may be, this is unacceptable to India. This is something which we are firmly standing on, okay. India categorically rejecting the selective condemnation of the terror, because they were actually what we say, they are actually accepting the things that have happened in the Pakistan, but they are rejecting the things that have happened in India with respect to Pahalgam terror attack. So these were not mentioned in the statement. So there is a selective condemnation of the terror in this particular statement. So that's why India has rejected it. And terrorism in any form from any source is also unacceptable to India. And India's position is no normalization or multilateral engagement can proceed without recognition of the cross-border terrorism. So we are not going to be normal with respect to the terrorism and the promotion of terrorism in any form from any source. So this is what India is standing for. And strategic autonomy of display. So India refused to be pressurized by the consensus or optics. So India, if the grouping pressurize India, definitely India will not accept. India will only stand for the anti-terrorism claims only, okay. And also definitely moral leadership in multilateral forums is something which is highlighted in this particular meeting. So India's stand has sent a global message. So I have told you, SCO is such a platform where the issues can be highlighted and global leaders can listen to them, okay. So international stakeholders can listen to the issues that are raised by India. Definitely India's stance can send a global message. So principles over participation will be, okay, held upon. So called out double standards in the war of terror, ensured that global multilateral platforms remain accountable. So all of these things are taken up. So whatever the action that is taken by India with respect to this particular visit will definitely help us in making the things to be known to the stakeholders in the international affairs, okay. So if you look at the geopolitical context and the web of complexities in this particular thing, definitely China is an SCO chair. We know now China was hosting this particular SCO Defence Ministers Meeting. So China has played a decisive role in shaping this statement that was created. So that's where China's close alliance with Pakistan can be highlighted by us, okay. So China is very close to Pakistan. That's the reason India's concerns are not highlighted in the joint statement that was brought. And also, what's the Pakistan role in it? So Pakistan might have definitely pushed for the inclusion of the incidents of Jafar Express by sidelining the Indian concerns. And also Indian-Pakistan rivalry continues to be a spillover effect in the SCO dynamics also. And let's see the India-China relations. So definitely Rajnath Singh's visit marked the first Indian ministerial trip to China after the Galwan clash. So in 2020 we have seen a Galwan clash and LAC standoff with respect to China, right? After that, after these many years, or almost after 5 years, Rajnath Singh has visited China. Okay, so since then there were no bilateral talks, but recently for the disengagement process, few bilateral talks were happening. But yeah, so there were a lot of frozen ties and strained relations between both the countries from 2020, since 2020. So how it will impact the regional securities and how it shows the SCO's credibility if they're not highlighting the issues which are very important with respect to anti-terrorism and with respect to India's problems. So definitely it will not show any credibility to SCO. SCO organization as a organization will lose its credibility. So failure to issue joint statement reflects the internal fractures within SCO. Whatever the internal issues with respect to the countries that are there in SCO is something which can be highlighted because of this particular move. Okay, so this shows the limited consensus based diplomacy that is there, and it will undermine the SCO role in the regional security. Okay, as a regional security guarantor, SCO's role will get undermined because of this move. And there is an organization or there is a structure which is running under SCO, that is regional anti-terrorist structure. So I have already told you about this. Okay, it has almost prevented 20 terror attacks between 2011 to 2015. But because of the member state rivalries, because of the rivalries between India and Pakistan, or China and Pakistan, like China and India, or any other rivalries between the countries, because of the member state rivalries, so the definition of terrorism is getting blurred. Okay, the terror activities are not mentioned in that. Terror activities are not stopped or prevented in that. Okay, previously it was working good till 2015, but now they are excluding certain kind of terror attacks that are very vital to be noted. Okay, and there is an erosion of trust. So because of the selective focus on the terrorism, because of the selective focus on only few countries, definitely this will erode the trust on the SCO as an organization, SCO as a diminisher of the terrorism. Okay, definitely people will lose trust, countries will lose trust in it. Okay, stakeholders will lose trust in it. And there is we have seen another threat also with respect to SCO, that is growing influence of China. Okay, so we know in Russia-Ukraine war, Russia got busy in the Ukraine war. That's the reason that vacuum is getting filled by China. So China is filling that leadership void that is created by Russia. So, and also BRI as a tool of influence was also pushed up. Okay, Belt and Road Initiative is something which is actually accepted by most of the stakeholders in this particular SCO except India. So that is another particular thing, and it is acted as a tool. Okay, BRI is acting as a tool for China to influence the other countries, and India remains the only member opposing the BRI, and this is violating our sovereignty. That's the reason we have opposed, because it is crossing through CPEC corridor, that is China-Pakistan Economic Corridor, which is a part of POK, and we know POK is a part of India. So that's the reason we always say that, we always firmly stand on the viewpoint that India has that. So this is violation of India's sovereignty. BRI is an initiative which is violating the India's sovereignty, is the stand that India has taken. Militarization of SCO. So we have seen the China is leading more joint military drills under SCO banner, and we have seen lot of concerns about the militarization of what was originally a soft security forum. We know SCO initially was formed with a soft ideology or a soft diplomacy ideology, but now on the banner of the SCO, China is leading more military drills, which is hampering India's interest and which can put a threat to India. Okay, so we have seen on a broader context, we can say that China's growing influence is a threat to India. So what is India's strategic calculus with respect to SCO? So we are coming up with a selective engagement strategy. So we are participating in the initiatives like RATS, okay, because we want intelligence cooperation. We are participating in economic forums for Central Asia connectivity. But we are opposing certain stands that are taken up by the countries whenever they are opposing the interests of India. For example, recently we have rejected the particular statement, the joint statement that was released. Okay, so this is called as hedging strategy. Hedging strategy means we are maximum, we are focusing on engaging, but with minimum entanglement. So we are engaging in all the forums, we are participating in all the forums to raise our issue, so that global leaders and global stakeholders can understand. However, we are having a minimum entanglement, we are having a minimum engagement with the countries, we are having a minimum engagement with respect to the decisions that are taken against the interests of India. Okay, so definitely we need to balance other partnerships like Quad, BRICS, G20 and SCO also. So in the same way as we are balancing Quad, BRICS and G20, in the same way we are balancing with respect to SCO also. So we are coming up with a hedging strategy, we are following a hedging strategy with respect to SCO, that is maximum engagement, minimum entanglement. So what are the key lessons for counter-terrorism cooperation? So definitely we need to share the definition of terrorism, so we can have a equal stand. Okay, so China may have a different definition for terrorism, India may have a different definition for terrorism. So coming up with a shared and consensus oriented definition will help in recognizing what is a terror attack and what is not. Okay, so without a common criteria, the coordination between the countries will definitely fail, and consensus based pitfalls is something which should be bought. Consensus will allow equal voice for all the countries which are there. Okay, it allows veto power to obstruct the obstruct the progress. India experienced that in the previous SCO summits also. Okay, so because of the more power that the countries of the other countries like China and Pakistan has in the SCO, because of that India's interests are getting diminished and overshadowed in the SCO. Okay, bilateral conflicts should be conflicts disrupting collective goals should not be there. Like whatever the bilateral conflicts that we have with respect to Pakistan or China should not be highlighted in the SCO meetings. Okay, so basically this should not be an agenda, or this should not be a main point where India's interests are not highlighted. Okay, so India-Pakistan tensions and China shielding of Pakistan bloc anti-terror coordination is something which should not be done. We need to come up with a multilateral success. So our aim of countering Western ideologies and Western hegemony should be protected by coming up with the inclusive statements and by coming up with the inclusive strategies and consensus oriented strategies. So what are the future implications for India's SCO engagement? So benefits for India is definitely because of the geostrategic location of Central Asia, we can get access to energy pipelines, overland trade, and we can leverage SCO for connectivity, okay, like Chabar port, and also intelligence sharing on terrorism can be done. We can balance the China's hegemony. But there are certain challenges. So because of China's centric SCO, so there is a negative statements or exclusive state like non-inclusive statements that are coming up, and we have seen increasing irrelevance or if core Indian concerns are consistently ignored. So definitely SCO can be an irrelevant and non-trustworthy body if India's interests are not protected. So definitely what should be a way forward, or what should India do now? We have to continue using the SCO as a platform for engagement, not for alignment. And we have to assert principled stance. Okay, we have to put ourselves our national interest first. Okay, we should not allow their particular interest threatening our national interest, and we have to strengthen the bilateral ties with the Central Asian nations also outside SCO. Other Central Asian nations are also there, right? Kazakhstan, Kyrgyzstan, Uzbekistan, all of these nations okay, bilateral relations with India should be developed. Okay, so putting aside China and Pakistan. Okay, so this should be the way forward that India need to follow. So in conclusion, what I can say is, in diplomacy, saying no can be more powerful than 1,000 speeches. Okay, you can quote this particular statement in your notes in order to value add your notes. SCO Summit 2025 was a moment of moral clarity and a diplomatic assertion for India, and by refusing to sign that particular statement will show our definitely it will show to the global leaders that we have a firm stand on the counter-terrorism operations and counter-terrorism ideologies. Okay, so India has showed the strategic autonomy is still alive and it is still well. So definitely this is important for the IR, okay, and it's important for the foreign policy point of view, and yeah, it can be important for the essay topics also. Okay, so with this we have completed the discussion. You can get the access of the PDF in the Telegram channel of V2B Academy. So for getting access of the Telegram channel, you can look at the description box where we have placed the link of the Telegram channel. Click that and you subscribe to our Telegram channel, and you can get updated with lot of other updates also. Okay, so thank you everyone. Keep smiling and please subscribe to our channel and click the notification bell icon for further updates.